I mean, you can probably tell I'm struggling to get good audio in videos nowadays when I've got a handheld mic in my hand. A handheld mic in your hand. What is the point of the name? And I'm shirtless as well, so you're probably not going to take this video seriously, but I don't care, mate. So, I want to, rant. Well, I don't mean rant, but I want to talk about something that's like a every week occurrence, and it's getting on my bloody nerves. So, last week on the news, there's this lass who got scammed by someone who pretended they were working for Revolut, this newly released bank. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but that's all I know about it. That it's the bank. And there's a bloke who rings this lass up, and he scams her out of thousands of pounds, pretty much. I know it doesn't sound like news, because it happens all the fucking time, but at this stage, you would think that it wouldn't happen so often, but it still does. And don't get me wrong, I can understand the fact that, depending on what these people say on the phone, it might be a bit persuasive, and it might provoke you into doing what they say in order to try and keep your money safe, but realistically, it's in the complete opposite of that. So, yeah, I heard about this story last week, and I reached breaking point, because every week I hear the exact same thing, whether it's on the news, whether it's on This Morning. You always hear stories on people getting scammed out of thousands of pounds. But the worst part of it is that they're blaming the bank for it. They're not blaming themselves for it, they're blaming the fucking bank. And don't get me wrong, I can kind of see, why can I not be in centre shot, for God's sake? There we go. I'm hopefully going to try and raise awareness. Well, just look down there. Look how many views this video has. Probably about 12, and 9 of them from me. Here's a tip for you. Don't be such a fucking gullible cunt. Nah, let's be a bit more professional on this. It won't bother me if they came on to the telly or whatever, or the radio, raising awareness sort of thing, and they put their hands up in the air and go, you know, it's my own fault. I should not have got myself in this situation that I put myself into. Thinking about it now, I regret what I did. I'm going to learn from my mistake. I'm hoping no one else will make the same mistake as I have. If they had to go on to national television and do that, perfectly fine. Not only would I agree with you, but you would actually have my respect, because to go onto national television and to admit you're in the wrong, really not easy to do. It's really not easy to do. Just like me trying to say that fucking sentence. The thing is, the fact they're blaming other people, like the bank, it's not. You really reckon it's the bank's own fault that you got a phone call for someone who doesn't even fucking work there, and you choose to manually put your details in and allow them to gain access to your account and take money out of it? But I say that as if that's the one that I'm talking about. This Revolut one, this lad told this woman to download some software on a computer, and that's how he managed to gain access to a bank and details and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I can see why she would do it, in the sense of, you know, she just heard from someone who sounds persuasive enough to have worked for Revolut to give her a phone call and to get her to download some dodgy software for her to keep her money safe. But in reality, it's done the complete opposite. I mean, as gullible as I am, not even I would fall for that shit. I get text messages saying that I failed to pay for a parking fine. I don't even fucking drive! So how am I supposed to pay for a fine when I don't even drive a vehicle? Dirty cow. But yeah, so how many times do you watch the news, or you... Well, yeah, it's technically the news you hear this from. And you hear banks say every single time, we do not ask you to provide us with any bank details over the phone. That is not like a sentence that's original. That's not something that just happened, I just came out a couple of days ago. This has been they've been saying this for fucking years. You will literally get a letter or an email from your actual bank saying that, you know, they won't ask you for any details over the phone. So it's this fucking cow's own fault, right? I just don't like how she's blaming anyone else but herself for this, because it's not like it's the bank's fault that you chose to manually type in your own details, or you assume some bank would actually download some dodgy software to your computer. What do you think was going to fucking happen? You know what I mean? Oh, my days. So yeah, don't be stupid. Don't be a fucking mong. Mate, I'm fucking 11 years old, according to this drink, because that's what, you know, before your SATs exams, everyone drank this just to ease the pressure and the tension and all that stuff. I'm 25 now. Yeah, if you're going to go on national television or the news, or this morning, and tell your story that you got scammed out of thousands of pounds because of someone on the phone, that's your own fault, right? I don't have any fucking sympathy for you, in the sense of, it happens all the time. Surely you would have heard about it, or learnt about it before, in the sense of you've seen it happen to someone else, but instead you start to do the same and then have the audacity to blame the bank in order to get compensation, which I get. Don't get me wrong, I suppose that's like the easiest way to get compensation, is like if you just blame the bank for it, because that's their fault, isn't it? Just, next time you answer the phone and there's someone asking you to put your details, or give them your account details, or get you to download some software on your laptop, don't, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to get scammed out of thousands of pounds, and then what will happen is, after that, you'll go into This Morning and you'll cry about it probably, and then you'll go into the news to cry about it even more and be like, oh, it wasn't my fault, it's the bank's fault because I want my money back. And that's basically what that is, really. So yeah, hopefully you learned from this video. Hopefully you fucking watched this video, to be honest, because I spent 8.5 minutes of my life telling you this fucking story and this whole what you should do when people talk to you on the phone. Just don't listen to them. Unless you know it's actually who they say they... Well, unless it's like your friend and family, but you would probably tell if they were scamming you or not. But still, just don't listen to anyone who rings up, no matter what company they fucking work for. If it's for BT, Virgin, Nationwide, HSBC, Revolut, any bank company or anyone in particular rings you up, any stranger rings you up, just don't download any software they tell you to download, because your money's not going anywhere unless you physically put your account details in for them, or download some dodgy software on your computer for them to gain access to. I mean, that's just your own fault, isn't it? So stop blaming other people. Nonce.